From phase 1, stop chasing validation, start building your life. Let me ask you a question. How much of your life have you spent trying to make other people approve of you? Think about it for a moment. How many decisions have you made because you were afraid of being judged? How many dreams have you delayed because you worried about what someone else might think? How many times have you stayed quiet when you wanted to speak, stayed where you no longer belonged, or kept chasing people who never truly valued you, all because you were searching for validation? The truth is, many people never live the life they actually want because they become addicted to approval. They believe that if enough people like them, notice them, praise them, or choose them, then they will finally feel happy. But approval is a moving target. No matter how much of it you receive, it never lasts for long. Someone will always have another opinion. Someone will always have another criticism. Someone will always expect something different from you. If your confidence depends on other people's opinions, then your confidence will rise and fall every single day. That is an exhausting way to live. The moment you allow someone else to determine your worth, you hand them control over your peace. And here's what I've learned. The people who achieve extraordinary things are rarely the people trying to impress everyone. They are the people who are deeply committed to becoming better every single day. They understand that real confidence isn't built from applause. It is built from keeping promises to yourself. It is built from discipline when nobody is watching. It is built from showing up on the difficult days when there is no audience and no reward except knowing that you stayed true to your purpose. Trusting God changes the way you see yourself. When you truly trust God, you stop believing that your value comes from people's opinions because you understand that your identity was given by your Creator long before anyone else had an opinion about you. You don't need the entire world to believe in you when God already has a purpose for your life. That doesn't mean criticism won't come. It will. People may misunderstand you. Some people will underestimate you. Others may even laugh at your dreams because they cannot see what God has placed inside you. But remember this, people can only judge what they see today. God sees who you are becoming tomorrow. So stop trying to convince everyone else that you're worthy. Instead, become someone whose actions quietly speak louder than words. Imagine what your life would look like if you redirected all the energy you spend worrying about other people's opinions into improving yourself. Instead of checking who noticed your success, spend another hour learning a valuable skill. Instead of wondering why someone hasn't chosen you, become someone who chooses personal growth every single day. Instead of comparing your life with someone else's, compare today's version of yourself with yesterday's version. That's where real progress begins. Many people are so busy trying to look successful that they never become successful. They spend hours creating the appearance of confidence, while neglecting the habits that actually build confidence. Real confidence doesn't come from pretending. It comes from preparation. It comes from consistency. It comes from integrity. It comes from knowing that even when nobody is watching, you are becoming the person God created you to be. Here's something powerful to remember in 2027. Not everyone needs to understand your journey. Not everyone needs to approve of your decisions. Not everyone needs to agree with your vision. Some people will only understand your purpose after they see your results, and that's perfectly okay. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need approval to improve. You don't need applause to keep moving forward. Your responsibility is not to make everyone comfortable with your choices. Your responsibility is to faithfully become the person you were created to be. Every day, ask yourself a different question. Don't ask, do people like me? And ask, am I becoming wiser today? Don't ask, oh, is paying attention to me? And ask, did I make progress today? Don't ask, why aren't they supporting me? Ask, am I staying faithful to the work God has placed in front of me? Like those questions will transform your life because they put the focus where it belongs, on your own growth instead of other people's opinions. As you move through 2027, make a decision that your peace will no longer depend on approval, your confidence will no longer depend on compliments, and your future will no longer depend on validation from people who may never understand your calling. Trust God enough to believe that He has already given your life value. Then spend every single day building the character, discipline, faith, and wisdom that reflect that truth. Because when you stop chasing validation and start building your life, something incredible happens. You become calmer, you become stronger, you become more focused. You stop wasting energy trying to prove yourself, and you start investing that energy into becoming the person your future is waiting for. That is where lasting confidence begins. That is where real freedom begins. And that is where your greatest transformation truly starts. Carfeelers 2. Trust God's timing instead of fighting it. One of the greatest struggles we face is not believing that good things can happen. It is believing they can happen as ever at the right time. We all have a timeline in our minds. We imagine where we should be by a certain age. We set deadlines for our dreams. We picture the career we should already have, the relationship we should already be in, the financial freedom we thought we would have achieved by now. And when life doesn't unfold according to that schedule, frustration begins to grow. We start asking difficult questions. Why am I still waiting? Why does everyone else seem to be moving ahead while I feel stuck? Have I missed my opportunity? Has God forgotten about me? These questions are natural. Every person experiences moments when the waiting feels longer than expected. But here's something you need to remember. A delay is not the same as a denial. The just because something hasn't happened yet does not mean it will never happen. God's timing is often different from our timing because His vision is greater than ours. We see only the next step. God sees the entire journey. We focus on today's discomfort while God is preparing tomorrow's breakthrough. Think about a builder constructing a house. Before anyone admires the beautiful walls, windows, and roof, countless hours are spent laying a strong foundation beneath the ground. From the outside, it may appear that nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, the most important work is taking place. Your life works much the same way. There are seasons when it feels like nothing is changing. You continue working hard, praying faithfully, learning, growing, and showing up every day, yet the results seem invisible. Those seasons can be discouraging, but they are also incredibly valuable. Because while you are waiting, God is working. While you are questioning, God is preparing. While you are wondering why the doors remain closed, God may be protecting you from walking through the wrong ones. Have you ever looked back on a disappointment and later realized it was actually one of the greatest blessings in disguise? Perhaps you didn't get the job you desperately wanted. At the time, it felt like failure. Months later, a far better opportunity appeared. Perhaps a relationship ended, and you believed your future had fallen apart. Then later you discovered that ending created space for healthier relationships, deeper personal growth, and greater peace. Sometimes we only understand God's timing when we look backward. That's why faith is so important. Faith allows you to trust today what you may not fully understand until years from now. One of the biggest mistakes people make is comparing their timeline to someone else's. You see someone buying their first home, someone launching a successful business, someone getting married, someone traveling the world, someone reaching goals you still dream about. Suddenly, you begin measuring your life against theirs. But comparison ignores something incredibly important. You are comparing your entire journey to someone else's highlight reel. You don't know how many sacrifices they made. You don't know how many failures they experienced before success arrived. You don't know the private battles they fought while everyone else admired their public victories. And most importantly, God has not written identical stories for everyone. The timing of your life is uniquely yours. Stop believing that someone else's success means you are behind. Success is not a race. Purpose is not a competition. There is no prize for arriving first if you arrive unprepared. Imagine receiving every blessing you've prayed for before developing the wisdom, maturity, discipline, or character to handle it. Would it truly be a blessing, or would it become a burden? God often delays opportunities because He is developing the person who will eventually receive them. Promotion without preparation creates pressure. Blessings without wisdom create problems. Success without character often destroys people from the inside. So instead of asking, God, why am I waiting? Try asking, God, what are you teaching me while I wait? That single question changes your perspective. Instead of seeing the waiting season as wasted time, you begin seeing it as training. You begin noticing how much stronger you've become, more patient, more disciplined, more resilient, more grateful, more faithful. The waiting season is where character is built. Anyone can stay motivated when life is easy. Anyone can remain positive when every prayer is answered immediately. But true faith is revealed when you continue trusting even when you cannot yet see the outcome. Real faith keeps moving forward when circumstances suggest standing still. Real faith continues planting seeds even before seeing the harvest. Real faith believes that every small act of obedience matters, even when no immediate reward appears. As you step into 2027, make a decision that you will no longer panic every time life doesn't happen according to your expectations. Instead, remind yourself that God's calendar is not delayed. His purpose is not confused. His plan has not been cancelled. The opportunity that belongs to you will arrive at the moment you are ready to carry it with wisdom and humility. That doesn't mean you should become passive. Trusting God's timing is not sitting back and doing nothing. It means continuing to prepare while you wait. Keep learning, keep improving, keep praying, keep working with excellence, keep serving others, keep developing your gifts, keep strengthening your character. Because when preparation meets God's perfect timing, extraordinary things happen. And when that moment comes, you'll realize something remarkable. The waiting was never empty. Every difficult day taught you resilience. Every disappointment built wisdom. Every closed door redirected your path. Every setback strengthened your faith. Every season of silence was quietly preparing you for a future you couldn't yet imagine. One day you'll look back and realize that if God had answered every prayer exactly when you wanted Him to, you might have settled for something far smaller than what He had planned. So don't fight the waiting season. Grow in it. Don't resent the process. Learn from it. Don't lose hope because progress seems invisible. Roots grow deep before trees grow tall. And remember this whenever impatience tries to take over your heart. God is never late. He is never rushing. He is never guessing. He is never surprised. He is preparing you, shaping you, strengthening you, and positioning you for the life He knows you are capable of living. Trust His timing. Keep your faith alive. Stay committed to becoming your best self every single day. Because when the right opportunity finally arrives, you won't just be grateful that it came. You'll be grateful that it came at exactly the right time. Ophansri 3. Focus on becoming better every single day. If there is one habit that has the power to transform your life more than almost anything else, it is this: make the decision to become a little better every single day. Most people dream about changing their lives overnight. They wait for one incredible opportunity, one lucky break, or one life-changing moment that will suddenly solve all of their problems. But that is not how real transformation happens. Great lives are not built in a day. They are built one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one conversation at a time, one prayer at a time, one disciplined choice at a time. The people you admire today did not wake up one morning and suddenly become confident, successful, wise, or fulfilled. They became those things because they committed themselves to steady improvement long before anyone noticed their progress. That is the mindset you must carry into 2027. Stop asking, how can I change my entire life this week? Instead ask, what can I improve today? That one question shifts your attention from pressure to progress. And progress, repeated consistently, creates extraordinary results. Too many people spend years wishing for a different future while refusing to become a different person. They hope their circumstances will change, yet they keep repeating the same habits that created those circumstances in the first place. But your future is not changed by wishes. It is changed by your daily decisions. Every choice you make is like placing another brick in the foundation of your future. Skip one workout, and it may not seem important. Skip one day of learning, and it may not seem important. Waste one afternoon scrolling through distractions, and it may not seem important. But when those small choices are repeated over weeks, months, and years, they shape the person you become. The same principle works in the opposite direction. Read 10 pages every day, pray with consistency, learn one new skill every month, improve your communication, develop patience, practice gratitude, take care of your health, stay committed to your responsibilities. At first, these actions may appear insignificant, but over time, they produce a version of you that is stronger, wiser, calmer, and more prepared than you ever imagined possible. One of the greatest mistakes people make is comparing their chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 20. They see someone who speaks confidently, leads effectively, builds a successful business, or inspires thousands of people, and they assume that person was simply born different. What they often fail to see are the years of quiet preparation behind that success. They don't see the early mornings, the difficult decisions, the failures, the rejection, the self-doubt, the countless moments when that person chose growth instead of comfort. Success rarely appears suddenly. It grows quietly through consistent effort, and so will your success. Trust God enough to believe that every small step of faith matters. Sometimes we become discouraged because we cannot immediately see the results of our efforts. We pray, but our situation hasn't changed. We study, but we haven't received the promotion yet. We work hard, but recognition hasn't come. We improve ourselves, but life still feels challenging. It is in those moments that many people give up. Not because they are incapable, but because they mistake invisible progress for no progress. Think about planting a seed. After placing it into the soil, you don't wake up the next morning expecting to see a fully grown tree. For weeks, nothing appears above the surface. Does that mean nothing is happening? Of course not. The roots are growing. The foundation is becoming stronger. Life is developing where your eyes cannot yet see it. Your personal growth works exactly the same way. Every book you read expands your thinking. Every lesson you learn strengthens your wisdom. Every challenge you overcome builds resilience. Every prayer deepens your faith. Every disciplined decision shapes your character. Even when no one applauds your effort, you are becoming someone different. And that matters. One of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself each evening is this: am I a little better today than I was yesterday? Not perfect, not finished, just better. Did you react with more patience? Did you show more kindness? Did you manage your time more wisely? Did you keep a promise you made to yourself? Did you trust God instead of giving in to fear? Those small victories deserve to be celebrated because they are evidence that transformation is already taking place. Remember, becoming better does not mean becoming someone else. It means becoming the fullest version of the person God created you to be. You don't need another person's personality. You don't need another person's journey. You don't need another person's gifts. God has already placed unique strengths, talents, and opportunities within you. Your responsibility is to develop them faithfully. That means protecting your mind from negativity, surrounding yourself with people who inspire growth rather than encourage excuses, choosing books that educate you instead of content that simply entertains you, building habits that strengthen your future instead of stealing your time. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in a business, a house, or a bank account. It is the investment you make in yourself, because wherever you go, you take your mindset, your character, your habits, and your faith with you. Improve those, and every area of your life begins to improve. As you walk through 2027, stop measuring success only by the big milestones. Measure success by your consistency. Measure success by your discipline. Measure success by your willingness to keep learning when no one is watching. Measure success by your courage to keep moving even when progress feels slow. Because extraordinary lives are built through ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary commitment. So make this your daily promise. Today I will learn something. Today I will grow. Today I will become stronger than yesterday. Today I will trust God with what I cannot control and work faithfully on what I can. One day, people will look at your life and call it success. They will admire your confidence, your wisdom, your peace, and your achievements. But you will know the truth. It was never one dramatic moment that changed everything. It was thousands of small decisions, thousands of faithful prayers, thousands of disciplined actions, thousands of days when you chose growth over comfort. So don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Become the person who is ready when opportunity arrives. Keep learning, keep improving, keep trusting God, keep showing up. Because every single day you choose to become a better version of yourself, you are taking another step toward the future God has been preparing for you all along. And remember this powerful truth. There's in small improvements made consistently create extraordinary transformations. Focus on becoming better every single day. And one day you will wake up living the life you once only prayed for and rested for. Stop comparing your journey with everyone else's. One of the fastest ways to lose your joy is to compare your life with someone else's. Think about how often this happens. You open social media for just a few minutes, and suddenly you see someone announcing a promotion, someone buying a new home, someone getting married, someone starting a successful business, someone traveling the world, or someone celebrating an achievement you've been praying for yourself. Without even realizing it, your heart begins to ask questions. Why not me? Why am I so far behind? What am I doing wrong? Why does it seem like everyone else is moving forward while I'm standing still? Comparison has a way of making you forget everything God has already done in your own life. Instead of appreciating your progress, you become distracted by someone else's path. Instead of celebrating what you have, you become discouraged by what you don't have. The problem is not that other people are succeeding. The problem is believing their success somehow means your opportunity has disappeared. That simply isn't true. God has never run out of blessings. Someone else's breakthrough does not cancel yours. Someone else's promotion does not delay your purpose. Someone else's success does not reduce your potential. Life is not a race where only one person can win. Each of us has been given a different assignment, a different pace, and a different purpose. Imagine watching two runners compete in completely different events. One is running a short sprint, while the other is running a marathon. If the marathon runner keeps looking at the sprinter, they may feel like they're failing because the sprinter reaches the finish line much sooner. But that comparison makes no sense because they were never running the same race to begin with. Your life is exactly like that. You were never created to live someone else's story. God has written a unique journey for you, one with lessons, challenges, opportunities, and victories designed specifically to shape your character. When you compare yourself to someone else, you begin chasing goals that may not even belong to you. You start measuring your life by standards that God never asked you to follow. And slowly, you lose sight of your own purpose. Trusting God means believing that He knows exactly where you are, exactly what you need, and exactly when the next door should open. It means refusing to panic simply because someone else's life looks different from yours. One of the biggest mistakes people make is comparing their private struggles to someone else's public success. You see the applause. You don't see the preparation. You see the trophy. You don't see the years of sacrifice. You see the finished building. You don't see the countless days spent laying the foundation. You see the celebration. You don't see the sleepless nights, the failures, the rejection, and the moments when they wondered if they should quit. Every successful person has a story that most people never hear. That is why comparison is so unfair. You are comparing what you know about yourself with what you assume about someone else. And assumptions are rarely accurate. Instead of asking, why are they ahead of me? Ask yourself a better question. Am I making progress from where I was yesterday? That is the only comparison that truly matters. Your competition is not another person. Your competition is the version of yourself that settles for less than your potential. Every day you become a little wiser, a little kinder, a little stronger, a little more disciplined, and a little more faithful. You are winning. Maybe your progress feels slow. Maybe your dreams seem far away. Maybe your prayers have not yet been answered in the way you expected. Do not mistake slow progress for failure. A tree does not grow to its full height overnight. Long before anyone admires its branches, it spends years growing roots beneath the surface. Those roots are invisible, but they are essential. Without strong roots, the tree cannot survive the storms that will eventually come. God often develops your roots before He reveals your fruit. He strengthens your character before He expands your influence. He teaches humility before He gives responsibility. He builds your faith before He fulfills your vision. That process cannot be rushed. In 2027, make a decision to celebrate other people's victories instead of secretly resenting them. When you see someone succeed, let it inspire you rather than discourage you. Their story is proof that good things are possible. It is not proof that your opportunity has disappeared. In fact, learning to celebrate others develops a heart of gratitude instead of bitterness. Gratitude creates peace. Bitterness steals it. The more grateful you become for your own journey, the less interested you become in comparing it with someone else's. Spend your energy watering your own garden. Take care of your own dreams. Strengthen your own faith. Improve your own habits. Develop your own gifts. Trust God's direction for your own life. Because flowers never stop growing simply because another flower blooms first. They continue growing until their own season arrives. Your season will arrive too, perhaps not according to your calendar, but according to God's perfect timing. And when that moment comes, you'll realize something beautiful. If your blessing had arrived earlier, you might not have been ready for it. If your journey had been easier, you might never have developed the strength you now possess. If everything had happened exactly when you wanted, you might have missed the greater purpose God was quietly preparing. So stop looking sideways. Stop measuring your beginning against someone else's middle. Stop allowing comparison to steal the joy of becoming the person God created you to be. Lift your eyes from everyone else's path and place them back on your own. Walk faithfully. Grow patiently. Trust completely. Because God is not writing a copy of someone else's story. He is writing yours. And your story does not need to look like anyone else's to become something extraordinary. Remember this whenever comparison tries to steal your confidence, alas. God has never asked you to become someone else. He has called you to faithfully become the very best version of yourself. Stay focused on your own journey, trust His timing, and believe that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Separ 55. Protect your peace by choosing your focus. One of the greatest battles you will ever fight is not a battle against other people. It is a battle for your attention. Every single day, the world competes for your focus. Your phone demands your attention. Social media pulls you into comparison. Negative news fills your mind with fear. Arguments tempt you to react. Distractions steal your time. Worries about tomorrow rob you of today's peace. Without even realizing it, you can spend an entire day responding to everything around you, while making no progress toward the life God has called you to build. That is why protecting your peace is not a luxury, it is a responsibility. Peace does not happen by accident, it happens by intention. Many people believe that peace comes when all of their problems disappear. But if that were true, no successful person would ever experience stress, uncertainty, or difficulty. The truth is, peace is not the absence of challenges. Peace is the ability to remain steady while facing them. It is the quiet confidence that says, I may not control everything happening around me, but with God's help I can control how I respond. That kind of peace is powerful because it cannot be shaken by temporary circumstances. Think about how often your mood changes because of things that are completely outside your control. Someone says something negative, a plan doesn't work out, an unexpected expense appears, you receive disappointing news, a relationship becomes difficult. Suddenly, your entire day feels ruined. But here's an important question. Should one moment have the power to control your entire day? Should one person's opinion determine your confidence? Should one obstacle steal your hope? The answer is no. When your peace depends on circumstances, your emotions will constantly rise and fall. But when your peace is rooted in faith, You develop stability even in uncertain seasons. Trusting God means believing that even when life feels confusing, He remains in control. It means choosing faith over panic, hope over fear, patience over frustration, and purpose over distraction. One of the greatest enemies of peace is allowing your attention to be controlled by everything that demands it. We live in a world where everyone wants a piece of your focus. Notifications, breaking news, endless entertainment, arguments online, constant comparison, negative conversations, people's expectations. If you give your attention to everything, you will have no energy left for the things that truly matter. Remember this phrase: where your attention goes, your life follows. If your attention constantly feeds fear, fear grows stronger. If your attention constantly feeds gratitude, gratitude grows stronger. If your attention constantly feeds anger, anger begins shaping your character. If your attention constantly feeds faith, your confidence in God becomes stronger each day. That is why protecting your mind is one of the wisest decisions you can ever make. Ask yourself every morning, what am I feeding my mind today? Are you beginning your day with worry or with prayer? With complaints or with gratitude? With endless scrolling or meaningful learning? With negativity or hope? The first thoughts you allow into your mind often influence everything that follows. Instead of immediately reaching for your phone, spend a few quiet moments talking to God. Thank Him for another day. Ask Him for wisdom. Ask Him for strength. Ask Him to help you become a blessing to others. Those few minutes can completely change the direction of your day because they remind you where your true source of peace comes from. Protecting your peace also means being careful about the voices you allow into your life. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your mind. Some people constantly criticize, some constantly complain, some always expect the worst, some spread fear wherever they go. If you spend enough time listening to negativity, eventually you begin believing it. That doesn't mean you stop loving people. It simply means you choose wisdom. Surround yourself with people who encourage faith instead of fear. People who challenge you to grow instead of giving you excuses to stay the same. People who remind you of God's promises instead of constantly reminding you of your problems. The people closest to you often influence the direction of your thinking more than you realize. Protecting your peace also requires learning when to let things go. Not every disagreement deserves your energy. Not every criticism deserves a response. Not every misunderstanding needs to become a battle. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Sometimes the wisest decision is to walk away. Forgiveness is another powerful protector of peace. When you refuse to forgive, you carry emotional weight that was never meant to stay on your shoulders. Bitterness drains your energy. Resentment steals your joy. Anger clouds your judgment. Forgiveness does not always mean what happened was acceptable. It means you refuse to allow yesterday's pain to control tomorrow's future. Trust God with justice. Choose peace for yourself. Another important truth is this: you cannot focus on your purpose while constantly staring at distractions. Imagine driving a car while looking out the side window instead of through the windshield. Eventually, you'll lose direction. Life works the same way. Some people spend years focusing on what others are doing. They obsess over who is succeeding, who is criticizing them, who is ahead, or who is paying attention. Meanwhile, their own dreams remain untouched. The most successful people understand something different. They protect their attention. They know that every hour spent complaining is an hour not spent creating. Every hour spent comparing is an hour not spent improving. Every hour spent arguing is an hour not spent building the future. As you step into 2027, decide that your attention will become one of your greatest strengths. Focus on your faith. Focus on your growth. Focus on your family. Focus on your health. Focus on your purpose. Focus on becoming the person God created you to be. Some days the world around you will feel chaotic. Unexpected problems will arise. People may disappoint you. Plans may change. Opportunities may take longer than expected. But remember this: storms do not last forever. And even while the storm is raging, God's presence remains constant. Your peace is not based on perfect circumstances. It is based on perfect trust. Every morning, make this simple commitment. I will not allow fear to control my thinking. I will not allow comparison to steal my joy. I will not allow distractions to take my attention away from my purpose. I will trust God with what I cannot control and faithfully work on what I can. That mindset will change your life. One day people will notice something different about you. While others panic, you remain calm. While others complain, you remain grateful. While others become distracted, you remain focused. While others give up, you continue moving forward with quiet confidence. That is the power of a peaceful heart guided by faith. So protect your peace every single day. Guard your thoughts. Choose your influences wisely. Direct your attention toward what truly matters. Trust God with the things beyond your control. And never forget this powerful truth. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your focus. Protect your peace, guard your attention, trust God completely, and keep your eyes fixed on the purpose He has placed before you. When your focus stays on what truly matters, your life will move in the direction God intended all along. Feather-free 6. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Every person has two voices speaking inside them. One voice is fear, the other is faith. Fear whispers, "You're not ready." So faith says, "Take the first step and God will guide the next one." To fear says, "What if you fail?" A faith asks, "What if this is the opportunity God has been preparing you for?" The fear tells you to stay where it is comfortable. Faith invites you to grow beyond what feels comfortable. The truth is, every meaningful chapter of your life begins with a choice between these two voices. The question is not whether fear will appear. It will. The question is, assess which voice you will choose to follow. Many people believe that courageous people never feel afraid. That simply isn't true. The most courageous people often feel fear, just like everyone else. The difference is that they refuse to let fear become the author of their decisions. They understand that fear is an emotion, not a destination. It is a feeling, not a command. It may knock on the door of your mind, but you do not have to invite it in and allow it to take control. Think about how many dreams have been buried because of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of making the wrong decision, fear of not being good enough. Fear has convinced countless people to settle for lives far smaller than the ones God placed in their hearts. How many businesses were never started because someone waited until they felt completely confident? How many books were never written because someone believed they weren't talented enough? How many opportunities were missed because someone assumed they would fail before they even tried? How many prayers remained unanswered simply because fear convinced someone to stop believing? Fear has one primary goal. It wants to keep you exactly where you are. Because as long as you never move, you never discover what God is capable of doing through your life. Trusting God does not mean pretending fear doesn't exist. It means choosing to believe God's promises more than your own doubts. It means saying, "I don't know exactly how everything will work out, but I know the one who is guiding my steps." That kind of faith changes everything. When you trust God, uncertainty no longer becomes a reason to quit. Instead, it becomes an invitation to depend on Him more deeply. Think about every great achievement you admire. Behind every success was someone who decided to move before they had every answer. No one begins perfectly prepared. No one has complete certainty. No one can predict every challenge waiting ahead. The people who make the greatest difference are not those who know everything. They are the ones who trust God enough to begin anyway. Perhaps today you are standing in front of an opportunity that feels overwhelming. Maybe it is a career change. Maybe it is starting a business. Maybe it is creating content that could inspire thousands of people. Maybe it is rebuilding your life after disappointment. Maybe it is forgiving someone who hurt you deeply. Maybe it is believing in yourself again after years of self-doubt. Whatever it is, fear will always offer convincing reasons to wait. Wait until you're more confident. Wait until you have more money. Wait until you have more experience. Wait until everyone supports you. But here's the problem. If you spend your life waiting until fear disappears, you may spend your entire life waiting. Confidence is rarely the beginning of action. More often, confidence is the result of action. Every small step you take strengthens your faith. Every obstacle you overcome reminds you that God has already carried you through challenges before. Look back over your own life. There were moments you thought you would never survive. Times when you believed everything was falling apart. Seasons when you wondered if God had forgotten you. And yet here you are. You are stronger than you were, wiser than you were, more resilient than you were. Why? Because God was faithful then, even when you couldn't see the outcome. If He carried you through yesterday's battles, why would you believe He will abandon you in tomorrow's opportunities? One of the greatest ways to grow your faith is to remember God's faithfulness. Instead of constantly focusing on what could go wrong, remember everything that has already gone right, because God made a way. Remember the doors He opened. Remember the strength He gave you. Remember the lessons He taught you. Remember the prayers He answered in ways you never expected. Those memories become fuel for future faith. Another truth you must hold on to is this: faith is not passive. Faith moves. Faith prepares. Faith learns. Faith works diligently while trusting God with the results. Imagine a farmer who prays for a harvest, but never plants a single seed. That is not faith. Faith prays and plants. Faith believes and prepares. Faith trusts and works. God often blesses the hands that are already moving. As you enter 2027, make a commitment that fear will no longer be the voice making your decisions. When fear says, "You're too late," let faith remind you that God's timing is always perfect. When fear says, "You're not enough," let faith remind you that God equips those He calls. When fear says, "You'll never succeed," let faith answer, "With God, growth is always possible." When fear says, "Stay where it's safe," let faith encourage you to take the next step with courage and wisdom. You don't have to know every detail of the journey before you begin. A traveler driving at night can only see a short distance ahead because of the headlights. Yet that small amount of light is enough to complete the entire journey. Life works the same way. God often reveals the next step, not the entire path. He asks you to trust Him one decision at a time, one prayer at a time, one act of obedience at a time, one day at a time. Eventually, those small steps become a remarkable story. And one day people will look at your life and admire the courage they see. They will celebrate the success. They will notice the confidence. They will respect the peace you carry. But what they may never fully understand is that behind every visible victory were countless invisible moments when you chose faith over fear. Moments when you prayed instead of panicked. Moments when you kept moving despite uncertainty. Moments when you trusted God even though you couldn't yet see the outcome. Those quiet decisions changed everything. So as you walk through 2027, remember this: do not wait until fear disappears. Walk forward with faith. Do not wait until every answer is revealed. Take the next faithful step. Do not allow doubt to become stronger than God's promises. Keep your eyes on Him. Keep improving yourself. Keep serving others. Keep praying. Keep believing. Because fear may tell you what could go wrong, but faith reminds you of what God can make possible. And never forget this powerful truth: that spares your future will never be built by the fears you entertain. It will be built by the faithful steps you are willing to take. Let your faith become bigger than your fear. Trust God with every part of your journey, and watch Him lead you toward a future greater than you ever imagined possible. Esed 1 Fios, speech ending. As we come to the end of this message, I want to leave you with one simple but life-changing thought. The quality of your future will not be determined by how many people believe in you. It will be determined by how much you trust God and how committed you are to becoming the person He created you to be. As you step into 2027, stop looking for validation from people who cannot define your worth. Stop comparing your journey with someone else's timeline. Stop allowing fear to make decisions that faith was meant to make. Instead, trust God's timing even when you don't understand it. Choose growth over comfort. Choose discipline over excuses. Choose peace over distraction. Choose faith over fear. Every single day, ask yourself, am I becoming a better person than I was yesterday? If the answer is yes, then you are already moving in the right direction. Remember, your greatest competition is not the person beside you. It is the person you were yesterday. Every lesson you learn, every habit you improve, every prayer you pray, and every step of faith you take is shaping the future God has prepared for you. There will be moments when life feels uncertain. There will be days when progress seems invisible. There will be times when doors remain closed and answers take longer than you expected. But don't let those moments convince you to give up. Keep trusting, keep learning, keep growing, keep believing, because God is always working, even when you cannot yet see the results. One day, you will look back and realize that every challenge made you stronger, every delay made you wiser, and every difficult season prepared you for blessings that were far greater than anything you could have imagined. So walk into 2027 with confidence, not because you know exactly what the future holds, but because you know the God who holds your future. Lift your head high, protect your peace, stay focused on your purpose, become better every single day, and let your faith be bigger than your fear. Your story is still being written. Your purpose is still unfolding. Your greatest opportunities may be closer than you think. Trust God, focus on yourself, keep moving forward. And never forget this, as the best chapters of your life are not behind you. They are waiting for the person you choose to become today. So have faith, stay consistent, and step boldly into 2027, because with God by your side, your greatest breakthrough is still ahead. Doc, thank you. God bless you, and may 2027 become the year you grow stronger in faith, wiser in purpose, and closer than ever to the life God has planned for you.